Several members of our WSAV team were decked out in red today for a good cause. Tina, who you see right there in the sunglasses, was even a model today for the Go Red for Women luncheon. It is all about raising awareness for the #1 killer of women, cardiovascular disease.
That's one reason why I enjoy every year being involved, supporting and raising awareness. WSAV's Daisy Kershaw spoke with one local woman who is sharing her health journey after suffering a massive stroke. Now she wants to help others.
The sun did not shine. It was too wet to play. So we sat in the house all that cold, wet day.
Our mother is a wonderful grandmother, call her Gigi. And so she helps with all of the kids, and she's very important to all of us.
Sylvia Wallace is an educator, a mother, and a devoted grandmother to 8 grandchildren. Family is everything for her and her 3 daughters.
Have no fear, said the cat. I will not let you fall. I will hold you up high.
Sylvia's days often look like this, spending precious time with the people she loves most.
Catch it.
Yay! Throw it. Whoa!
But a year ago, her family didn't know if she'd still be here for moments like these.
It was probably one of the scariest days and phone calls I've received at this point.
On April 14th, 2022, symptoms came on suddenly and seemingly out of nowhere, and Sylvia suffered a stroke at the elementary school where she worked.
And a grandparent noticed when I was on the phone with her and doing announcements, she noticed that my speech started to be slurred. So she called my front office. My secretary immediately called my nurse. The nurse came in and checked, and by that time my whole right side was paralyzed and I could not speak.
They immediately called 911 and Sylvia was rushed to Memorial Health, the only local hospital with a stroke intervention program.
I remember being in the ambulance thinking, wow, am I in some kind of movie? Because it was just all so surreal to me because I had felt great.
She had what's called an ischemic stroke, which is where the blood flow to a certain part of the brain is blocked. And the part of the brain that was blocked in her is the part of the brain that covers the right side of the body and language function.
They were so diligent. They knew exactly what was going on. They got her vitals right away, called EMS. I mean, they really had the biggest part in saving her that day, I think.
Because of the quickness of my staff, my children, the hospital, the doctors, I am here to be able to tell people my story.
And it's thanks to these efforts that Sylvia not only survived, but was able to make an incredible recovery.
So I was actually in neuro ICU that night and the next day, and they kept saying that they were just so amazed that I was able to talk. I actually got up the next day and walked down the hallway, did the lap that they ask people to do that usually take weeks.
Her recovery is miraculous. I mean, truly.
Sylvia's family know firsthand how differently things could have gone.
You know, I've been on the other side of the curtain giving the bad news to families a lot and seeing those folks who didn't have as great as a recovery.
Sylvia has a son-in-law who's a neurosurgeon, and all 3 of her daughters work in the medical field, 2 of them specializing in neurology.
And I'm sure it was surreal for them because never would they imagine that their mom was having a stroke when that's what they deal with day in and day out.
Knowing that she had gone down the way she went at school with a massive stroke, I thought that she was going to not be able to talk, walk, you know, you'd be on a feeding tube, all of those such things. I was scared. I mean, absolutely petrified that my mother, who was walking and talking at Grandparents' Day that morning, was now having a stroke. It was terrifying.
When it comes to stroke recovery, this family wants everyone to remember this simple but life-saving saying.
#1 slogan we want everyone to remember is that time is brain. As soon as you recognize symptoms, don't sit around and wait. Try to get emergency care as soon as possible. It's so vital to try to save as much tissue as possible for good recovery. And that was really what I think made the biggest difference that day, was that we were able to get her in as soon as possible.
dressing up.
A lot of good tricks. I will show them to you.
It's thanks to this advice that Sylvia is here for days like these. Now she hopes sharing her story can help make sure other people like her don't miss out on any of life's most precious moments.
We are thankful every day that she calls us and is able to be here and see our kids grow up.
I am very blessed today to say, you know, that I'm here.
A blessing indeed. All right, that was Daisy Kershaw reporting. Experts say it is important for everyone to know the signs of a stroke,
so that if you or someone you know is experiencing one, you can act quickly and potentially save a life.